Welcome dear audience, students and scholar. Here I am Dr. Amjad Ali. In this video we will learn practically descriptive stats and correlation matrix in eViews, and we will also learn the interpretation of descriptive stats and correlation matrix from research point of view, and we will also discuss the uses of descriptive stats and correlation matrix. Dear scholars, following your research method course or whatever the course you are studying, your supervisor or your instructor taught you how to develop a model. So here we have no concern to discussion about the selection of the variable as well as selection of the model. Here we have only concern how can we find the descriptive stats and correlation matrix in eViews, and what are the interpretation of descriptive stats and correlation matrix. Okay, for the use of the eViews you first have to install eViews, and I have uploaded a video how to install eViews, so follow that video to install eViews in your PC or in your laptop. Okay, when you install your eViews and you open the eViews file, it looked like that. Here you see that create a new file, open an existing file. This sheet will be open for you. Okay, your instructor has also informed you that you have why you are using eViews and what type of data will be estimated in eViews. Dear scholars, time series, cross section as well as panel data will be used in eViews for empirical analysis. You can say that eViews has been developed specifically for cross section data, for time series data as well as for panel data. You can say that pool data. Okay, your instructor inform you that how can you download data from different sources, like if you download data from World Bank or IMF, then your data will be look like that. Here we have downloaded data for the country of Tunis. So see here we have the country code and country name and the series name. When you are talking about the series, what are the variables you are using. So your instructor tell you that inform you that what the actual this sheet works. So there is the raw data, and the second sheet are explaining the definition of the variable which are given here in the form of data. So you cannot take the raw data into the eViews. First you have to copy and paste the data from World Bank file. So see here we have data in the World Bank file, Excel file 1960 to 2014, but see here some of the observations are missing. So if you while talking about the time series data, we cannot use empty, or you can say that missing value observations. So we have to arrange data in such form that the all of selected variable which your instructor tell you for your model estimation. So here we have selected data from 1971 like 2013, because this is a complete data for the selected variables. Okay, keep it in mind that eViews cannot afford the space in the title of the variable. So I have created another file for you, that the final data See here in the final data, we are actually estimating the impact of GDP, education, and environmental degradation on life expectancy in case of Tunis. So here actually we are not finding the regression analysis which shows the impact of deep independent variable on dependent variable. Here we have main concern with our descriptive stats and correlation metrics. So see, from the raw file data we have arranged the data into the complete file data, and then the final data which we are going to use for finding our target, that is descriptive stats and correlation metrics. Okay, when you open the eViews file, so see here it is demanding that create a new work file. So click on the new work file. Here you see that different options are available. That data is regular frequency, that is unstructured data, panel balanced panel data. Here we are using the time series data, so we click on the dated regular frequency data, and we are using the annual data series. So here we have only check on the annual data. So our data ranges from 1971 to 2013. So here you write the start date 1971 2013. So don't write anything on the workplace work file name, it is optional. So click on OK. When you press OK, then two things will be generated automatically, that is the constant and the residual. So at this stage they are nil, there is nothing, because you cannot paste data here for the selected variable. So there is nothing available in this residual and in the constant. So here we have a two option to copy and paste or import the data in eViews. So normally it is the practice that import the data from the place where you have put the data. Like I know we want to get the data in eViews, so click on file. Here we have the import option, import from file. So I have put the data on desktop for easy to find. So here the folder, my folder name is descriptive stats analysis. This is the final data. If we get the raw data in the eViews, then this will be create a disturbance to find any type of analysis, because eViews cannot afford a space in the data, and time series data we cannot also afford missing observation or missing values. So that's why I created three different files for your easy understanding that how we manage the things. Okay, now we select the file of the final data. So click on the final data. So see this window will be open. So click on next, and then finish. And when you finish the command, then this will be open, that the link imported series and alphas objects to external source. So click on yes. So don't worry about that. Here we have the selected variables. So see, your instructor told you that how you model these variables. Like here we have four variables like life, GDP, secondary school enrollment, and CO2 emissions like environmental degradation. So see all the variables now in eViews. So select your dependent variable first and press the control key. You have to hold the control key after the selection of the other variable. So select the second variable hold the, still I am holding the control key, then second variable, second independent variable, and then the third independent variable. Then click right click. So click, when you right click, there is option that open as a group, open as equation, factor, var, system, and multiple series. Here we have only concern with the descriptive stats. Keep in mind, we are only finding the descriptive stats and correlation matrix and their interpretation. So click on group. So this type of window will be open. So here click on view. When you click on the view, you see here descriptive stats. Click on view, descriptive stats, and then individual sample. Click on the individual samples. So this type of window will be open in front of you. So normally it is the practice that down interpretation of the material here, Control A, Control C, and then open a new Word file. Like I have opened a new MS Word file for you. So copy and paste your material here. So this is the eViews outcome. Normally supervisors and examiner don't like that type of thing exactly here. So you have to make the table of this, proper table of this. So select all the outcome and then click on the borders and then the border from all sides. So now we have a table in a, so I press on Control E, so it is in the center. So this is the descriptive stats of your variables. So let's start the interpretation of descriptive stats. Descriptive stats give us the mean of a series, median of a series, maximum and minimum value of the series, standard deviation, skewness, kurtosis, Jar-Kabara, probability, sum of skew deviation, and total number of observations are here. We find these type of descriptive stats. So see, I will explain only here one variable and the other you follow the instruction. Like here you can explain that the mean value of the life expectancy is 67.64, like that. So median value of life expectancy is 70.75, and maximum, you can say that the highest value is 74 and the minimum value is 52. And you can here give the interpretation that the standard deviation of this series, you see that this is the life expectancy series descriptive stats. You see here, when you see the Excel data in the form of Excel data, this is the whole series, and it is very hard us to understand what is the mean value of this series and what is the highest, lowest, and minimum and maximum value, like that, what is the standard deviation of this. So this outcome enable us to overview the descriptive stats of a series. So you have to write a paragraph of these four variables. So you have to define that your data is a positive skewed or negative skewed, and what is the kurtosis value, is it positive or negative. Kurtosis explain us the tailness of the data, and Jar-Kabara will explain to you that that your selected data is normally distributed or not. So keep in mind that when the probability value of the Jar-Kabara is insignificant, so we consider that our selected variables data is normally distributed. So see here we have a if we follow the 1% level of significance, so our variable life expectancy, GDP, environmental degradation, and school enrollment, secondary school enrollment, all of the selected data is normally distributed. So here we see that the some of the whole series of life expectancy, some of the whole series of GDP, and some of the whole of the environmental degradation and school enrollment is given here, and this is the sum of square deviation of these series. And total number of observation, we are using 43 years data, so here we have the 43 number of observation is given. So this is all about the descriptive stats of these 4 variables. So you have to write a paragraph of these descriptive stats, so your instructor or your supervisor can easily go through the given data. Okay, after giving the interpretation of the descriptive stats, next we have to find the correlation matrix. So here keep it in mind that what are the main uses of the descriptive stats. Descriptive stats actually our main concern with the descriptive stat that our data is normally distributed or not. One of the main uses of the descriptive stats in the research point of view is that we find the normality or non-normality of the data. So see here we find that our selected variables data is normally distributed. So this is the main uses of descriptive stats. So now we find the correlation matrix. So like that, you have to right click, open as group, view, click on view, and then covariance analysis. Click on the covariance analysis, view, and click on the covariance analysis. Here we have a covariance, correlation, SSCP, T statistic, probability, different things are given here. Don't uncheck the default things. We have only concern with the correlation matrix. Here check on the correlation matrix, uncheck the covariance. We have also concern with the T value, T statistic, and probability value, because sometime our external or our examiner asks is the correlation between the selected variable is significant or insignificant. So that's why we have to find the T statistic and probability value, and I hope you are very well aware about the T value and probability value as well. Okay, after selecting this, checking this, press OK. When you press the OK, this type of table will be generated. So Control A and Control C, and copy and paste this data, this table, and then paste it in Word file, and like that we have done in descriptive stats. So here we have also make the table of the eViews raw file. So we have to select on the borders, all borders. So here number of things are here. We find the number of things, unnecessary thing, so you have to merge these columns, or you have to delete these extra columns from your table, so your table will be look well. Then the final shape of your correlation matrix table will be look like that, which I have taken from any published research paper. So see here we have a correlation matrix of our selected variable like life expectancy. You have to remove these extra rows from your table. Like I have deleted these extra rows, and your final table look like that. Now our main concern with the interpretation point of view, so here we discuss the interpretation of the correlation matrix. So see here, life expectancy has a 100% correlation with life expectancy, and GDP or this variable has 0.83 correlation with life expectancy. So your instructor or your research method teacher has also informed you that what is the range of the correlation matrix. So normally, or you can say that the standard rule for the correlation matrix that the value of the correlation is lies between 0 and 1. So this shows that there is a strong correlation between GDP and life expectancy, and there is a very high correlation between the environmental degradation and life expectancy, and also between secondary school enrollment and life expectancy. So see here are these three variables have very strong or high correlation with life expectancy. Okay, then move toward the second column. You have to write these things in the form of a paragraph. So here you see that environmental degradation or CO2 emission has a 0.9 correlation. This means that there is a very high correlation between environmental degradation and GDP, and this is also exact case in secondary school enrollment and GDP, and this is also case in environmental degradation and secondary school enrollment. So while giving the interpretation, you have to follow, if you are following the column this, then you have to interpretation from this to this, and this to this, this to this. And if you are following this column, then you have to give the interpretation of this to this, this to this, this to this. So whatever the easy method you follow, you have to give the proper interpretation of this. Here I have a published research paper for the interpretation point of view. So see here, this is the descriptive stats. So somehow in research paper we have to give the less information or less detailed information of descriptive stats and correlation matrix. So that's why here we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 lines, or you can say this 5 or 6 sentences of the whole table of descriptive stats. But you can extend this interpretation as much as you like while explaining that mean, median, maximum, minimum, standard deviation, skewness, kurtosis, Jar-Cabrera probability, and observation like this. So this is the interpretation of the descriptive stats, and then this is the interpretation of the correlation matrix. And here we have a very healthy paragraph for the interpretation point of view, that like if we see that here we have a LHDI, Human Development Index, has a 0.99 correlation with LTP, Total Labor Force Productivity, like that. So see here, if you put this row on the upper side, this will be okay, and if you put on the lower part, so this will be okay. But on the left side your variable, and our upper row or your lower row will present the name of your variable. So see here we have the same name of the variables. So see here we have 0.9 and significant. So I will tell you that the significance and insignificance of the correlation matrix also. So see here, I am only giving you a one sentence for the interpretation point of view. So this is the one sentence, two sentence for the interpretation point of view. So you have to follow this whole paragraph. In your video you have view whole the paragraph. Okay, see, table 2 shows the results of the estimated correlation matrix. The results show that total labor force productivity has positive and significant correlation with human development index, domestic investment, foreign direct investment and globalization, but inflation rate has a positive but insignificant correlation with total labor force productivity. Like because I told you that in research paper we have to concise short thing, because we have a word limit for the interpretation point of view. But when we are doing an assignment from a classwork or a thesis, then we have to give the interpretation of each of the variable or each of the you can say box in detail. So here we only given in the parenthesis only here with probability value, but the table we have estimated from our eViews file. Here we have the t value, this is the t value, and this is the p value, and the interpretation of t value and p value. The p value, if p value is 0.0, so this means that there is a significant correlation between this variable and this variable. And t value is also shows that the significance as and insignificance of the variable. Normally we can say that if the t value is near to 2 or greater than 2, then the relationship between the selected variable is normally considered significant. So this is the interpretation of the t value. This is the t value and this is the p value. So this is the simple interpretation of t and p value. Okay, I told you that one of the main uses of correlation matrix is find the multicollinearity. This is a very high if some you can say that undergraduate or new researcher are watching this video, they will maybe not aware about the multicollinearity, but the senior researcher or thesis are those researchers who have gone through econometric course. They are very well aware the concept of the correlation matrix and multicollinearity point of view. So if you have a dependent variable life expectancy, then you have to ignore the interpretation point of view. This you have to see the correlation of other variable. If the correlation of the other variables, correlation is one-to-one relationship. Keep it in mind that correlation explains the by relationship between only correlation can be found between the only two variables at the same time. So if you have a 3 variable, then you can find the correlation of 1, 2 and 1, 3 and then again 2 and 3. So correlation explains the relationship between only 2 variables. So correlation matrix table is also explain us the existence and non-existence of the multicollinearity. So see, if there is a high correlation between the variables, so see here we have a high correlation between the school enrollment and environmental degradation, school enrollment and GDP, and environmental degradation and GDP. So this means that CO2 emission, secondary school enrollment and GDP have a multicollinearity issue, and the removal of the multicollinearity issue and such type of things has been discussed in a separate video. If you want to learn about the multicollinearity at this stage, if you are a beginner researcher, then you can watch the multicollinearity video as separate, which is given here. So see here, from the research paper I have chosen for you. So see, I told you that this parenthesis value is p value only. I have selected the p value here, so you can see that some variables have a significant and some have insignificant. So these column 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, these are the independent variables of the model which the researcher have selected for the empirical analysis. So see here, globalization has a very high correlation with the HDI, and the other selected variables have not so much high correlation with one another. So if you want to know that how can we remove the multicollinearity, then you watch a separate video of multicollinearity. So see, this is the interpretation of this table. The interpretation of this table is given here. So in video you can stop it and read the whole interpretation of this part, and this is the interpretation of the descriptive stat. You can stop your video and go through and read the interpretation of descriptive stats and correlation matrix or pairwise correlation between variable. Okay guys, this is all about the descriptive stats and correlation matrix. How can we find the descriptive stats and correlation matrix in eViews with the help of eViews, you can say, and what is the interpretation of eViews correlation matrix and descriptive stats. So see you with another video. Ciao.